Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the multi-class race number 4 in the Overtake iRacing League at OKAYAMA International Circuit in Okayama, Japan. Brought to you by Holley, Oktane Designs, and 4D2 Designs. I'm your host, Logan Threlkeld, and with me running all of our production tonight is DJ Lion. After seeing this multi-class series on oval tracks only so far, we take a chance tonight at turning left and right here at Okayama, where we finally have an opportunity to see the true difference between these class setups. Okayama International Circuit features 2 configurations, including the 11-turn 2.314 mile circuit, as well as a 7-turn 1.3 mile track. Tonight we will be using the full 11-turn course for 40 laps with a stage break plan for lap 15. Tire sets available for the Cup Series will only be 3 sets, whereas the Xfinity and truck drivers will have 4 tire sets available. A very slow 40-mile-an-hour pit road speed with the standard iRacing fixed setup. A quick recap from last week at Homestead, we had James Silvers taking the overall win and Cup Series victory with an all-out battle to the end with Michael Robinson, the only 2 cars on the lead lap to finish the race. Alex Penn takes home a W for the Xfinity Series drivers, and Sean Kaiser takes 3rd overall in the win in the truck division, narrowly beating out Lucas Lyons at the checkered flag. Tonight, we once again have a truck-heavy field with Peyton Hubbard and Lucas Lyon leading the way in the practice session. We expect the field to be very close tonight, with the majority of the drivers in the sub 1 minute and 40-second category. As we take a look at the points for tonight going into this race, Peyton Hubbard leading the trucks with Daniel Worthington about 20 points behind. Bobby Hall Jr. He'll follow up in 3rd place for the trucks. Wes Wiegand, Jeremiah Hobbs, Michael Cole, Barrett Morton, Lucas Lyons, and Michael Jones, with Dakota Shepard finishing out the top 10 in the point standings for the trucks. Alex Penn leads the way in the Xfinity standings, followed very closely by Brad Neer, Ryan Campbell, Cody Anderson, Justin Ray, and Brandon Holder bring up the rest of the Xfinity drivers. In the Cup standings, we have James Silvers taking the lead. Michael Robinson, once again, very strong battle at Homestead last week between those 2 drivers. Expect to see the same here tonight. Matt Grenier, David Farmer, Alex Healy, and John Schwartz will finish out the Cup standings. We are in the closing few minutes of the qualifying session, but everything is looking very strong here out on the field. Majority of the drivers already putting down lap times. Peyton Hubbard currently leading the way with a 1 minute and 34-second lap time. The only driver on the field currently in the 34-second range. James Silvers currently in 2nd in that Cup car, the 17, at a 1 minute and 35-second lap time. Lucas Lyons right behind him in another truck, and that 91 in the 1 minute and 35-second range as well. As it sits at the moment, we have 5 Cup Series drivers. Michael Robinson finishing out his qualifying effort here tonight. We'll see if he can work his way up the board from currently 12th position. As he comes across that start-finish line, we'll see if he updates here. He does gain 1 position, passing an Xfinity car, the 42 of Cody Anderson, pushing him back just 1 position to 12th. Cody Anderson still on track at the moment, might be able to regain that position. We'll see him come around here for the final couple of corners. As he enters turn 11 on the exit, looking very strong. Can he finish strong? And he does, just in the nick of time, moving up a few positions for him. We'll work our way into the grid here in just a few short seconds. Take a look at what we've got. Peyton Hubbard leads the way with a 1-minute 34-second pass, taking that pole position in the 51, followed by James Silvers at the 1-minute and 35 mark. Lucas Lyons will take third in that 91 machine, with Alex Penn right beside him. Fifth position will be Alex Healy with David Farmer. Barrett Morton will take home seventh in the 9 machine, with Matt Grenier right next to him. Bobby Hall Jr. with an effort of a 1-minute and 37 seconds qualifying time in the 94. And Cody Anderson saw him finish out there, moving himself up to the 10th position with a 1-minute 37-second pass as well. Michael Jones in a truck, the number 2, will take home the 11th spot with Michael Robinson. A row of Michaels. Nothing wrong with that. Justin Ray in the 38 machine will take home 13th with Sean Kaiser in 14th. Jeremiah Hobbs in the 7 will take home the 15th position with a 1-minute and 40-second lap time. And Thomas Hall, not taking any qualifying time out here, will take home the last of the grid in the 16th position. Drivers are getting set out here on the field. It will be a short pace lap here to lead us to the beginning of this race. They will be starting on the back stretch right before turn 5 in the hairpin. We'll have the hairpin, the revolver, turn 6, turn 7, nicknamed Piper, turn 8, a left-hander, little bit uphill, Red Man. Turn number 9 is a switchback from that left-hander, nicknamed Hobbs. Lastly, we have turn 10, the Michael Knight corner, and turn 11, just simply called the last corner. As we have our grid getting rolling here on board currently with, that would be Cody Anderson in the 42. I will have to say, got out there with some of these drivers and turned some laps earlier. It is not an easy track for these vehicles out here, but it was certainly a fun time. I expect a very, very exciting race here tonight. We'll see how these drivers can manipulate all of these right-hand corners. Not something we are used to just yet. As I mentioned earlier, we have only seen these vehicles on oval courses so far. But again, a very strong practice session for all these drivers. Current track temperature at 81 degrees. In the air, 72. That will affect the grip and handling of these vehicles. But these drivers should be able to manipulate that very well as they're going to make their way to the front stretch out of the last corner. See Peyton Hubbard take the green flag here. And they're away, green flag waving. Inside line of James Silvers with a massive jump. Down into turn 1, we already have mayhem in the backfield. That is the 9 car. Barrett Morton already spun around. Michael Jones collecting a little bit of damage from that as well. Not too bad considering it is turn 1, but not what you want to see by any means. The 9 just getting loose, maybe a little bit of assistance from behind, but most of these trucks look just fine. Should be able to work their way back up to the front here, as James Silver's still in a commanding lead. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of assistance from the 2 on that one for Barrett Morton, Michael Jones. Barrett Morton back on track, making his way down through the hairpin now. And 91 turns around here. That's Lucas Lyons. Back up towards the front. James Silver's out by almost a second already. David Farmer in second, Alex Healy in third. 3 Cup drivers taking the top 3 positions. Alex Pinn, the first Xfinity car, in fourth, followed by the next 2 Cup drivers of Michael Jones and Matt Grenier. Then our first truck in seventh, Peyton Hubbard, followed by Lucas Lyons and Justin Ray. Our leaders, James Silver, David Farmer, Alex Healy, making their way through the Moss S. On the way to the Atwood curve, turn number 4. Very difficult turn, not a lot of braking zone with the speed that you can get coming through the S's. You got to be very, very careful on those brakes coming into that turn number 4. Down into the hairpin we get to here, on board with Peyton Hubbard. This is our pole sitter, keep in mind, falling back behind 4 Cup drivers and 1 Xfinity car. As the 54 gets loose right in front of him, takes it into the grass, doesn't collect anybody else. He's still having trouble as he's trying to get to the other side of turn number 7, finally back on track. One thing to take note of here, no iRacing cautions allowed on this unless it is just a complete track blocking incident. This is an admin caution only circuit course, so we will not see too many yellows, if any at all, besides the stage break at lap 15. That'll restack the field later on in the race and make things interesting for a second start of the day. Back up front here, James Silvers, David Farmer, Alex Healy still out in front. Alex Pinn still the first Xfinity car up there in the top 5. Back down into turn number 4. 84 Farmer looking to make some ground up with that late braking. He did a fantastic job of it. Now back within a quarter of a second of the 17 of James Silvers. Right here where the braking zone starts for the hairpin, that very sharp right-hand corner, a little bit of a dip into it and a rise coming out, followed closely by that left-hander and another left-hander. Silver's off into the grass with the right side tires. That does not help the handling whatsoever, especially under braking or acceleration, but he handled it well, kept it on the track, and keeps his lead on David Farmer right around the half-second mark. A little bit further back, Jeremiah Hobbs in the 7, already up 4 positions so far this race. Started out in 12th, currently sitting in 8th. This is our 3rd truck in line for the series. Fantastic movement for him. I apologize, started out in 15th. As we see him take on turn number 11 here. Back up towards the front, David Farmer catching back up to James Silvers now within that quarter-second range again, all over the back bumper of the 17. Coming into turn number 5, he's going to take a look to the inside, see who has the better brakes here. Silvers forced to the outside of this corner, but he's going to be set up well for the next corner, turn number 6, the revolver. Back to the inside line for that one. That Function Junction number 17 car still commanding lead, but cannot keep the right side of that car out of the grass coming out of turn number 7, but somehow keeps it on track very well. Back behind them, Peyton Hubbard and Alex Healy battling it out. Truck versus Cup. This is where the truck shines here against these Cup cars, are these late braking zones. Able to get a little bit better acceleration out of the corners. As he is going to take the 3rd position for lap number 4. Lucas Lyons not too far behind in that 91. That is our 2nd truck in the row. All over the sand trap going through turn 1. 97 of Alex Healy able to keep it on track, keeping his position. I apologize, lost 1 position to Lucas Lyons, putting Lyons right back behind Peyton Hubbard. Lyons looking to the inside. He's going to have that preferred line going into the hairpin. Can he control the braking going into this turn number 5? Hubbard with a little bit of a lead going into the corner. Do they give enough room? They do. Hubbard with a lot of give there for Lucas Lyons. Takes that position back going into the revolver. Turn number 8, red man here. The 91 looking for any mistake that the 51 might make. All over the back bumper. James Silver still in the lead. David Farmer close behind. Is Farmer going to look to the inside for turn number 1? No, he stays in line for the time being. Wide exit for Silvers. Gave him the momentum, though, that he needs to get through turn number 2. Williams. Through the Moss S, working their way to turn number 4. A little bit of a lock up there for the 84. Kept it under control and still all over the back bumper of the 17. I am sure he is tired of looking at that bumper. He's going to have an opportunity here to look to the inside going into the hairpin. He's not going to take it. Gives him plenty of room. Just a hodgepodge of vehicles all over the racetrack. Right now looking at the 54. That is Michael Robinson, the last Cup car on the track at the moment. Needs to start working his way back through this field. Sean Kaiser scored as the 25, 24 on track. He's up a couple positions for himself, about 2 right now. Not looking to make too much noise at the moment. We could see a lot of these drivers just waiting for that restart to come about at lap 15. Get some fresh tires underneath these trucks and cars. Get a new life in them, and then we surely should see one more pit stop on the back half of this race. Sean Kaiser a little bit early on the brakes there is going to give... Ooh, the 54 locks him up. Keeps it straight, though. Back up front, James Silvers, David Farmer, almost side by side going into turn 5. David Farmer backs off just enough. Red hot front rotors here. James Silvers spins out. Loses it in the hairpin. Doesn't lose a whole lot of ground, but he is now back 3.5 seconds from David Farmer, who takes the lead away on lap 7. Looking at Silvers here, yeah, just you can see the glowing red front rotors here. Locked him up just enough to get it sideways. Did a fantastic job keeping it too far out of the sand. It can really slow up your efforts getting back on the racetrack. Turn number 10 for Silvers, working into turn number 11 here. Down the front stretch he goes. David Farmer with the largest lead we've seen so far today, about 2.5 seconds at the moment. Peyton Hubbard back 4.5 seconds from the leader. This field is spread out quite a bit. A little bit further back, we have a battle of Cody Anderson and Justin Ray. Anderson looking to make his move here. Stays wide through turn number 1. It's going to give him the inside for turn number 2. But he slides up in front of Justin Ray in that 38. Quite a ways back from our leaders at the moment, but that is null and void come lap 15. So 42 makes his way through turn number 4. Down the back stretch they go. Justin Ray's going to have that draft off of the back of the 42. He will have an opportunity to take a look inside if he chooses to do so. He's going to stay in line, however, as they both make it through the hairpin once more. Barrett Morton, after his incident earlier, getting sideways with Michael Joan in turn number 1 on lap 1. Sitting 14th currently. He's made his way back up towards at least the middle of the pack. He's trying to get there. All over the back bumper of the 24. 25 on the ticker, Sean Kaiser. Down the front stretch we go, looking at Cody Anderson and Justin Ray one more time here. Ray electing to stay behind him. We're going to see Michael Jones look to the inside of Bobby Hall Jr. He's going to get it. Bobby Hall takes a very wide exit out of turn 1, allowing Michael Robinson to get by with ease. But that is not his battle. Different classes, different scoring. No need to wreck your truck or car this early in the race. As Anderson's going to go wide. He's in the sand. He keeps it from getting stuck, though. As we see the 54, Michael Robinson getting loose out of the Atwood curve. I apologize. I'll get that right eventually. Let's take one more look here. Cody Anderson, just a little bit too much speed coming into that corner. Kept his momentum through the sand, though. Didn't get beached. As you see, again, the 54 getting a little bit loose on the exit. Able to keep it straight, though. So that puts Cody Anderson back into the 14th position. He's got a lot of passing to do if he wants to catch up to Justin Ray and Alex Penn, the only 2 other cars in his class tonight. 3 Xfinity cars on track, 5 Cup cars on track, and a slew of trucks. I believe we have 9 trucks on the field tonight. Here comes Michael Robinson to the inside of Justin Ray. He gets the position away from him. Now he's got to catch up to Jeremiah Hobbs. About roughly 9 seconds ahead of him. It's not going to be an easy task. At this point, run your race as best as you can and wait for that restart at lap 15. Only 5 more laps to go for that. A little bit further up, Alex Penn in the 30. He is caught up to the 97 Cup car of Alex Ely. Into turn number 8 here. Very dangerous corner. Very easy to lock up the brakes. You try to carry a lot of speed out of turn 7. You can get it, but you have to be very easy on the brakes into turn 8. 15 a little bit loose there, Matt Grenier. As a Cup car following an Xfinity car of Alex Penn. He's going to look to the inside. Alex Penn gives him plenty of room here to make the move. Grenier gains the position for now. Alex Penn very close to him though. Penn with the switchback coming up to turn number 4. And he's going to get that inside line. He takes that position away from Matt Grenier. Michael Jones, Bobby Hall Jr. Sorry, Thomas Hall in the 93. Battling it out back here for 15th position. We're at the back of the field, but there's no lack of excitement between these two drivers. Wheel to wheel through each of these corners. They're going to make their way to the hairpin here. Jones with the inside line. Very late on the brakes. He gets it slowed down just enough. He's going to make the corner perfectly fine. Into the revolver now. And now turn 7. It's a clean pass for the 2 truck. Back up here with Barrett Morton. Still working his way through the field after that lap 1 bobble. He's back up to Bobby Hall Jr. in that 94 truck. Justin Ray right there in front of them. They can both taste a top 10. It's within the grasp. And the 93 all over the place. He's going to hit the wall. Thomas Hall gets loose out of turn 11. Take another look at this as Hall with the inside line on Michael Jones. Just a little too hard on the accelerator. Man, he hits that wall pretty good. Not too bad, though. Not a whole lot of front end damage here. I would say on the stage break here, he'll take that opportunity to get any damage fixed. We'll have to keep an eye on him later in the race. I would assume some radiator damage there. Might have some overheating issues. Back up here with Barrett Morton making a pass on the 38 of Justin Ray. Ray evidently having issues while we were taking a look elsewhere. Bobby Hall Jr. and Barrett Morton both getting around him. Barrett Morton all over the back bumper of the 94. Bobby Hall in that 94 currently sitting in 10th. Barrett Morton wants that position. Just 2 more laps to go till this stage break. Morton waiting for any opportunity to get around Bobby Hall to put himself back up into the top 10. With all that being said, Barrett Morton not faring too horribly here. Started out 3rd in the truck division. Now currently sitting 5th out of the trucks, 11th on the field. Looking at the 15 of Matt Grenier and Alex Healy battling it out for 4th and 5th. Down into turn number 8. Braking certainly being affected by how hot the rotors are right now. Turn number 10, down into turn number 11. Healy still with an advantage over Matt Grenier in the 15. Peyton Hubbard here in the 51, sitting in second place at the moment, 6 seconds back from our leader, James Silvers. Very commanding lead for him going into this stage break. She'll be coming up very, very shortly. I did not get clarification pre-race if the stage break caution will be called at the beginning or end of lap 15, but we'll find out here any second. 17 takes turn number 6 with ease into turn number 7. No contest for him at the moment. Peyton Hubbard, however, did clear a full second off of that gap. As you see him back there in the back of that frame. Silvers taking turns 8 and 9 here. A short straightaway into turn number 10. Very shallow right-hander for Silvers. A little bit tighter here in turn number 11. Down the front stretch goes the 17 car. Into turn number 1 for Silvers once more. You'll get a break soon enough, sir. And the stage break caution is out. So that would be at the start of lap 15, I believe, after the 10th position vehicle comes across the line. Current running order, James Silvers sits in first in the Cup Series and overall. Peyton Hubbard in the trucks will take home second at the moment. Lucas Lyons closely behind him. Alex Healy, Matt Grenier, Alex Penn, David Farmer, Michael Robinson, Jeremiah Hobbs, and although Barrett Morton was all over the 94, Bobby Hall Jr. will take home the 10th spot on this stage break. Behind the top 10, like I mentioned here, Barrett Morton takes 11th, Sean Kaiser in 12th, Justin Ray in 13th, Cody Anderson in 14th. Michael Jones could not recover as well as Barrett Morton did after that incident on the first lap, sitting in 15th. Thomas Hall in 16th, and Michael Cole. 1 lap down for him on my timing screen in that 67. While we have this stage break caution, we're going to take this advantage and pay some bills. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we're back live at Okayama International Circuit in Okayama, Japan. Oil Overtake iRacing League, for long or short, however you want to say that, is putting on quite the show with this multi-class series here. Again, we've got James Silver still in the lead, Peyton Hubbard, Lucas Lyons. None of these drivers have had the chance to come down pit road just yet. Should be open this time by. Have to assume we'll see the entire field come in, at least for some fuel. It'd be kind of not the best idea to not take advantage and put some fresh tires underneath these cars and trucks. So we'll see James Silvers lead them down pit road. As mentioned earlier, Okayama, very slow pit road speed of only 40 miles per hour. A lot of these drivers not quite used to that. As mentioned earlier, you know, we've only seen this multi-class series on oval tracks so far. Silvers will lead them into the box. David Farmer, however, is appearing in first place on the ticker. Not entirely positive how he got away with that. Silvers, a sub-second box time. Sub-7-second box time, I apologize. Electing to take fuel only here. David Farmer in that 84 elected to stay out. Very interesting strategy call for him, but they're driving the car. They've got the crew chief. They know what the fuel mileage will be. Will that 84 be able to make it to the end here as Silvers has topped off? Everybody in the field has taken the opportunity to top off. Most of these drivers out here taking tires. So far, only 3 lead changes. Obviously, the one caution being the stage break, so you can pretty well ignore that. The running order doesn't change much other than Farmer taking over first place. Silvers sitting in second. Lucas Lyons gets ahead of Peyton Hubbard. Peyton Hubbard in fourth. Alex Healy will round out the top 5. We have our first Xfinity car here with Alex Penn in sixth. Matt Grenier, Michael Robinson, Jeremiah Hobbs, and Bobby Hall Jr. rounds out the top 10. Barrett Morton stays in his 11th position for the moment. Sean Kaiser, Cody Anderson, Michael Jones, and Justin Ray will follow behind him. At the back of the pack, we have Thomas Hall in the 93 and Michael Cole in the 67. Again, I apologize, Michael Cole. I'm not sure what's happened there to miss you going a lap down, but you do have an opportunity here to get yourself back up through the field. One of the questions I wish I would have asked earlier before the race, I'm not sure if this is going to be a single file restart or a double file, but the pace car lights are out. I am assuming we have a single file restart here. So they are coming round through turn number 8. Right around the entrance of turn number 11, we should see this field stack up nose to tail. Pace car is off. Farmer into turn number 11. Down the front stretch they go. Farmer will take the green flag and they're back racing. Little bit of a checkup there. About 6 to 7 positions deep. A lot of movement to the inside. We have the 94 spinning around, the 15 spinning around, turn 1 causing issues on both of these restarts for a couple drivers. 94 Bobby Hall Jr. gets it straightened back out and he's going once again. Matt Grenier gets out of the sand. He's back on track. Take a quick look here. Looks like the 94 he locked him up. Didn't want to get in the back of the 15. He saves the damage on both of these race vehicles. but loses a lot of ground doing so. Matt Grenier faring the worst of it, falling a couple positions back into 16th. Back up towards the front. Peyton Hubbard, Lucas Lyons, within a half second of each other. A little bit of a lockup from David Farmer there going into turn number 8. Is not going to help. We've got more cars spinning. The 54, Michael Robinson is around, right in front of half of the field. There might have been a little bit of assistance there for Robinson, but that puts 2 Cup cars back at the back of the pack in 15th and 16th. Yes, just a little bit of assistance there. I believe that's from the 97. That would be Alex Healy getting the back bumper of the 54, but a cell spin for the 54. A lot of ground to make back up. Healy losing positions rapidly. He's off in the sand. A little bit too wide on turn number 1 there. Healy locks him up, cuts the nose off of the 7 of Jeremiah Hobbs. Luckily, very minimal contact for both of those drivers. Is Michael Jones now losing positions as well? He's back to 16th. A little bit of issues, it looked like, in turn number 2. Apologize, that would be turn number 4, working his way down the backstretch, a little bit loose. The field already very well spread out, very minimal battling going on. Closest battle on the field right now, Lucas Lyons and Peyton Hubbard, the 91 and the 51. Through turn number 10, into turn number 11, to the front stretch. As the 9 goes off track now, it'll be Barrett Morton once again off track. And the 42 of Cody Anderson gets spun around. Not ideal for the Cornerstone 42. Barrett Morton just locks him up, gets a little bit too far out. Cody Anderson follows the 24, has to check up very hard, tries to make a move to the inside, just gets right reared. That is not a good outcome in this. 24 very early on the brakes, causing Anderson to check up hard. And there it is, the contact on the right rear quarter panel of the 42 just sends him around. I believe that was the 97 of Alex Healy getting into him. Back towards the middle of the pack, we're looking at Justin Ray in the 38. It's the second Xfinity car in line between Alex Penn up there in 5th and Cody Anderson falling back to 14th. There's not so much competition within the classes like I thought there would be. A lot of competition between the classes. Justin Ray down this short straight into turn number 10. Can carry a lot of momentum through turn 10, but you have to slow it all down. Turn 11 gets a lot more tight than turn 10 is. Down the front stretch, you want to carry as much momentum as you can without hitting too much of the sand trap or the rumble strips. Looking at the 97 of Alex Healy right now as he works his way into Williams corner, turn number 2. Moss S, turn number 3. A lot of speed coming through here. Got to get it all slowed down once more for Atwood curve, turn number 4, into the longest straight of the circuit. followed up by the tightest corner of the circuit. Turn number 5, the hairpin. Big time loose for the 97 coming out of that corner. He kept it straight though, did not get in the grass. That's exactly what he needed there. Back up towards the front here. Peyton Hubbard, Lucas Lyons still battling it out within about a quarter of a second of each other at the moment. Lyons and Hubbard continuing this rivalry week after week. On board currently with Peyton Hubbard looking at the back end of the 91. Turn number 2. Try to hug the inside of that corner as much as possible. Set yourself up for the Moss S. Right here, about 140 miles an hour roughly for these trucks. You got to get it slowed up all the way down to about 55 to make turn number 4. Down the backstretch we go. They'll be closing in on 155 miles per hour before they slam on the brakes, trying to not lock them up for the hairpin. A little bit of a bobble for the 91 through that corner. Followed up by 2 left-hand corners. And a third shortly after that, another short straight. This circuit has a lot of short straight action. Little loose for the 91 as he tries to make his way out to the outside. He gets it. Hubbard had an opportunity to take the inside away. Back to the front stretch, across the start finish. Turn number 1, not too much of a problem after the restart at least. A bit further back, Sean Kaiser getting loose in turn number 11. Sends it a little bit sideways. I'm not sure if he got all the way around. We'll take a quick look here. Just a little too early and too hard on the accelerator. Gets out of the way, thankfully collects no damage. Just a little bit of tire scrubbing. He does lose about 3 positions from that incident, however, as he is making his way down through the Moss S, turn number 3 into turn number 4. Looking at Bobby Hall Jr. smash between 2 race cars. We've got a Cup car in front of him and a Xfinity car behind him. Justin Ray is going to have a lot of momentum on the 94. Much earlier on the brakes than Bobby Hall Jr., however. Michael Robinson right behind Justin Ray, cutting him no slack whatsoever, all over the back bumper heading into these 2 left-handers. Little sideways action for the 38, on board with the 54, Michael Robinson. Looks to the inside of Justin Ray. He gets it. Michael Robinson has 1 more truck to pass before he catches back up to Alex Healy and Matt Grenier. 2 more Cup cars. The 94 is going to elect to bring it down pit road. Bobby Hall Jr., the first of all of these drivers on the circuit to come down pit road on this green flag run. Back towards the front once more, Peyton Hubbard, Lucas Lyons still battling it out. Lyons not willing to give up that 3rd place spot, the last podium position. Hubbard wants it. Down through the Piper. Short straight to Redman. Hubbard playing a little bit of a waiting game here, not being too aggressive on the 91, just wants him to make a mistake. A little bit slideways for the 91. Gonna allow Hubbard to take a look at the inside. Side by side across the start-finish line. Hubbard's gonna get the position. Lions might go for a switchback here as Hubbard takes it wide. Falling in line right behind one another. Bandit Motorsports sitting third and fourth, first and second for the trucks. Back up towards the front here. We have the 84 of David Farmer in a zip code of his own. Almost a 6-second gap to James Silvers, currently sitting in second, and double that back to third place. 13 seconds before third place has a chance at first. Farmer through 2 corners before James Silvers even enters the first. But all it takes is one slip up, one 1 second too late as Silvers gets sideways through turn number 8. All it takes is that one little slip up of Farmer, braking too early, getting on the accelerator too soon, get a little bit sideways, kill all of the momentum for the 84 machine and allow Silvers to close that gap rapidly. As Lucas Lyons in the 91 is going to bring it down pit road now. He might be speeding there. That looked very fast. I'm not too sure where the speed cone is. I believe it might be right there at the entrance. So he still had time to get it slowed down just enough. We'll keep an eye on him, see if he picks up any sort of a penalty after that. Very quick entry, however. Take it back a little bit further. Pit road entrance. Back there in turn number 10 in the grass. Clears the wall, however. Okay, he did get it slowed down just enough. So those yellow cones you saw there on screen are your pit speed limiting cones. Got it slowed down below that 40-mile-an-hour zone. So Peyton Hubbard all by himself in the truck class now. He's got 3 cars between him and Lucas Lyons. That'll be Alex Penn in an Xfinity car, first one in that division, followed by Alex Healy and Matt Grenier. 2 Cup cars, bringing up the 3rd and 4th position for the Cup division. Peyton Hubbard now going to bring it down pit road as well, get some fresh tires underneath of the 51. Lucas Lyons only in the box for 4.5 seconds, fuel only for the 91. I would have assumed that the tire fall off would have been much greater by now. However, only about 1.5 seconds off of their best lap times. So weather being a big factor in the tire wear here with such a cool track temperature. Not too bad. Hubbard is electing to take 4 tires, allowing Lucas Lyons back in front of him, but he's going to have that extra grip that he needs. He should be able to catch back up to the 91 machine fairly easy. He just has to be careful on this outlap. Those cold tires on this cold surface can cause issues, as we've seen on both the restarts of this race. Turn number 1 being a dangerous zone. A few more vehicles coming down pit road here. I believe that is the 25 of Sean Kaiser. 25, 24, whatever number he chooses to be. Sean Kaiser back in 15th position. He also takes 4 tires. Field very spread out now. There's not a single car on track that is within a second of the car in front or behind him. Alex Penn currently sitting in 3rd place, 18 seconds back from 2nd place James Silvers. James Silvers 7.5 seconds back from David Farmer. Michael Robinson catching up to the 91 of Lucas Lyons. He'll be the first car within a second of the vehicle in front of him. Peyton Hubbard, after those 4 tires, really gaining some ground on the rest of this field. If there was more race left, I would expect to see that 51 up in the top 5 fairly easy with those fresh tires. But coming around with 12 to go here shortly, there's not much time left for the 51 machine. He will, however, have an opportunity to catch up to his teammate in that 91, Lucas Lyons, and possibly take away that truck win. Two Cup cars way out in front, followed by Xfinity, 2 more Cup cars, and then our first truck in 6th place, Lucas Lyons. At the moment, Michael Robinson behind him in that 54, that white Cup car there you see. Peyton Hubbard takes the inside. Michael Robinson allowing him to get by fairly easily. Recognizes that Hubbard has more speed with those fresh tires, and it's going to let him chase down his teammate. Hubbard closing that gap rapidly, within a half second now. Lyons surely rethinking his idea of doing fuel only on that last pit stop. But a team win is a team win at the end of the day. Hubbard and Lyons with 3 cars separating them from the rest of the truck division. Michael Cole, he is out of the race. That 67 machine put it behind the wall. So to break it down per series, David Farmer, James Silvers, Alex Healy, Matt Grenier, Michael Robinson. That is your running order for the Cup cars. For Xfinity, Alex Penn in the lead, Justin Ray, followed by Cody Anderson. Only 3 Xfinity cars on track as mentioned earlier. Then lastly for the trucks, the long list on the field. Lucas Lyons, Peyton Hubbard, Jeremiah Hobbs, Barrett Morton, Thomas Hall, Bobby Hall Jr., Sean Kaiser, and Michael Jones, the last trucks on the field. Jones being 1 lap down at the moment, not a great day for him. You see the 54 there on screen going through that sand trap, coming out of turn number 6, the revolver. Made it cleanly through turn 7. Down through turn 8. Hubbard looking for any gap he can get around his teammate. He's not going to force the issue and spin his teammate out by any means as the 54 gets sideways. Not sure what happened there. Maybe a little too hard on the accelerator. Kept it on the racing surface, but definitely a big slow up for him. Alex Penn in the pits right now. Looks like he's taking a full set of tires and topping off with fuel as well. That's going to put him a lot closer to the rest of these Xfinity cars. Justin Ray takes away the first place position in that division. Cody Anderson will have a chance to get around Alex Penn as well. Huge puff of smoke down in turn number 4. Not sure who caused that, but it was somewhere ahead of Peyton Hubbard and Lucas Lyons, possibly Matt Grenier. Doesn't look like it was Grenier. Possibly, I'm thinking Michael Jones. I'm seeing Michael Jones now back behind the wall. Maybe a little bit of a spin there for him, causing that puff of smoke mixed with sand. He is now off track, calling it a day. Up front here, James Silvers still with a commanding lead. Got around David Farmer at some point. Now with a 14-second gap from first to second. David Farmer has elected to come down pit road. That is why James Silvers got around him with such ease. Must not have felt comfortable making it to the end of the race on the tank that he had. Did not spend hardly any time with just a 4.3 second pit stop time, indicating about 5 gallons of fuel for the 84 machine to get to the end. Alex Penn with those fresh tires gets his position back in the Xfinity Series, taking over the top spot of the 3 cars on track. Justin Ray not too far behind him, about 2 seconds separating the 30 and the 38. 2 more seconds from the 38 to the 42. So all 3 Xfinity drivers, 8th, 9th, and 10th at the moment. Thomas Hall and Bobby Hall Jr. making their way down into turn number 4. A little bit of a lockup there for the 7 of Jeremiah Hobbs. Big sideways out of turn number 4. Kept it straight though. That is going to allow Thomas Hall and Bobby Hall Jr. to make some ground up on him. The 94. He's catching the back bumper of the 93. Both of them catching up to the 7 of Jeremiah Hobbs. Next truck ahead of them, about 9 seconds ahead. So not looking like they're going to have an opportunity unless there's an issue up front. Justin Ray now bringing it down pit road. A late pit stop for him. Surely be only fuel for the 38 machine. He's taking tires. Not a lot of time for Justin Ray to make up ground. Not sure if tires are the right call here. Cody Anderson would be next in line for a potential pit stop. Currently on a 15-lap stint on tires and fuel. So Anderson will likely have to come down pit road and top off with fuel just as Alex Penn and Justin Ray have. James Silver's currently on a 16-lap stint himself. Alex Healy, Matt Grenier, 15 laps on their tank of fuel. This really shakes up the end of this race for the running order if these drivers have to come down for fuel and if they elect to come down for tires. Lap times have slowed up exponentially. About 4 seconds off of the best time for James Silvers right now. His last lap by 1 minute 39 seconds. His best lap time so far this race, 1 minute and 35 seconds. The 7 spins around Jeremiah Hobbs. That allows Thomas Hall to get by him. This is going into turn number 8, locks him up. That's one of those turns I had mentioned earlier. Very, very hard to slow that truck down. In practice, I had issues with it, as the 7's going to bring it down pit road now. And puts it into the pit wall. Very frustrating finish to this race for the 7 machine. Back up here with Bobby Hall Jr. in 13th position. Little over a half second separates him and Sean Kaiser in the 24/25. Into turn number 4, Atwood Curve. Bobby Hall Jr. not with the run off of turn number 4 that he wants. He's going to lose some ground to Sean Kaiser. Up front, James Silvers still with a very commanding lead. That's Justin Ray behind him. First car on the racing surface, a lap down. In front of Silvers, Bobby Hall Jr. and Sean Kaiser not too far ahead of him whatsoever. See those 2 trucks up there at the top of the screen going into turn number 8. Silvers puts that 17 on cruise control. Justin Ray does have much fresher tires, so he might get off of that 1 lap down status. He also might just let Silvers stay where he is and not press the issue. Thomas Hall now in pit road. So that leaves Bobby Hall Jr. and Sean Kaiser in front of James Silvers in that 17. David Farmer 7 seconds back, making up ground very quickly, however. Silver's crew chief certainly calling out the times, letting him know where that 84 is. Taking a look back here at Lucas Lyons, who has lost some positioning into turn number 1. Seems unscathed. Turn number 2 for Lyons. Doing just fine there. Through the Moss S, I am going to assume it is going into turn number 4, Atwood Curve. There it is on the exit of turn number 4. Cuts it a little too shallow, gets into the grass. That right side of the truck on the rumble strips can really upset the suspension if you're not careful on the throttle on the exit of that corner. Lucas Lyons, he is now back behind the pit wall. Watching the 84 now of David Farmer, who has again closed that gap to James Silvers very quickly, now closing in on 4 seconds to Silvers. Silvers must be in fuel saving mode. 19 laps for him on this stint. See Silvers taking turn number 2, catching up to 2 trucks here. That'll be Thomas Hall and Bobby Hall, or sorry, that'll be Bobby Hall Jr. and Sean Kaiser up ahead of him. Full on save mode for the 17. Farmer closing that gap even more within 4 seconds now. Just a few laps back, about 8 seconds. This will be a fight to the finish for the 17 on fuel and against the 84 David Farmer. Third place, however, 28 seconds back from our leader of James Silvers. It's Alex Healy in the 97. Silvers takes the inside of the 94 after a little bit of contact. It's exactly what Silvers needs right now, is to put some trucks between him and David Farmer. Down through turn 11 to the front stretch. Silvers leads us to the line. And we'll be 4 to go here. hard entry into turn one. Silvers takes it wide, avoids any contact with the 94 or the 24. Keeps it in front of the 94 for the moment. Big slide out of turn number two for Silvers. Silvers having issues now. Tire wear, a huge factor. The lightweight rear end with very little fuel in it locks him up into turn number four. Issues all over this track now for James Silvers. He's feeling the pressure from that 84 David Farmer. Now within a second of James Silvers. Farmer with a huge advantage right now with the full tank of fuel, that extra weight on the rear end of that Cup car, helping him get all of the grip that he needs to catch up with the 17. A little bit of a lockup for the 84 back behind Silvers. Silvers using the advantage he has to keep that truck between David Farmer and himself. Farmer looking to the inside of the 24. He gets by. There's no cushion now for James Silvers. David Farmer pushing as hard as he can in this Cup car. Short straight into turn number 10. Carry that momentum through turn 11. A little bit of a slide for Silvers, kills the momentum there, allowing David Farmer to catch up even more. Silvers much easier on the brakes here on this entry. Learned from his mistake last time by. Using every single inch of the track that he can now. Gets a better exit out of turn 2. Not so smooth through the Moss S. Now turn 4 locks up the inside tires on the 17. Farmer all over the back bumper now of 17. James Silvers down the long back stretch. See if James Silvers can hold it down into the hairpin here. David Farmer late on the brakes. No lockup for him though. Keeps Silvers within a half second. Turn number 7. Hard braking zone into turn number 8. Silver's been flirting with the grass the entire race. We've seen him dip the right side out there into the grass multiple times this race. Kept it on the race surface this time. Short straight into turn number 10. Silver's wide on the exit. That's exactly what he needs to carry that momentum. The 84, not so wide. A better run off of turn 11, however. Early on the brakes for the 17. Keeps it nice and smooth through turn 1. We are 2 to go. Silver's lining up for the Moss S. Farmer to the inside. Contact on the back of the 17. Spins him through turn number 4. He keeps it on the track. He stays in front of Farmer for now. Farmer looks to the inside. Silver shuts the door. Farmer a little too late on the brakes. Everybody locks it up. Silver sideways. Farmer with the least amount of damage coming out of that. At least on the tires. The ever important factor here in the closing moments of this race number 4 here with Overtake iRacing League. Silvers keeps it in front of the 84 for now. Farmer has one more lap to make things happen here. He knows he can catch up to him. He's done it once before. He's done it multiple times. Across the start finish. White flag in the air. Silver's wide through turn number 1. Gets back out wide for turn number 2 to cut that down as close as he can. Will Farmer get the run that he needs here going through the Moss S into turn number 4? Silver's early on the brakes. He takes a look inside once more. Little too much momentum there. Silver's a little bit squirrely out of that corner. Kept the momentum, however. Farmer a half second back. See how late he gets on the brakes here. Silvers locks up the inside once more. It's giving David Farmer every opportunity that he needs to take away the win tonight. Silver's doing a fantastic job holding it down, keeping the 84 at bay. Through turn number 8. Now 9. 2 more to go for James Silvers to take away race number 4. Through Mike Knight corner, turn number 10. Down into turn 11. 84 looking to the inside once more. Is he going to get it? It's a drag race to the finish. And James Silvers is going to stay ahead, taking away today's win at Okayama International Circuit. David Farmer, very close second place finish for him. Peyton Hubbard now in the 51, leading the trucks, going through turn number 9. No contest for him. 3 vehicles separating him and the next truck. Hubbard through turn 10. Turn 11, down the front stretch. And he will take away the win tonight for the truck division. Back a little bit further, Alex Penn. He is the leader of the Xfinity Series now. A little sideways for him. So he comes through turn 11 here. No issues, no contest for Alex Penn, taking away the Xfinity Series win here tonight as he gets big sideways, almost contact with the inside wall. Still just manhandling that car. But tonight's winner, overall and Cup Series, James Silvers, a fantastic drive for him. 23 laps led. It was a battle to the finish with David Farmer in the 84. We'll see if he can make it back to the start-finish line for a celebration with what little fuel he has left. That last stint being everything for him, 23 laps. He went into a hard save mode on the fuel. A little bit of assistance here from Justin Ray. I believe the 17 is out of fuel now. He most certainly is. The 38 giving him a shove. Talk about cutting it as close as you can. There will be no celebration from the 17, as he does not have enough juice in the tank to do so. We'll allow him to get back up here to the start-finish line. Of course, with the assistance of Justin Ray. Nothing wrong with that. Ray showing as much respect as possible. Silvers finally joining David Farmer at the start-finish. Peyton Hubbard already celebrating his truck win. Silvers with just about as much as he can do. You know, just weave it back and forth down the front stretch, I guess. If you don't have any fuel to do a burnout, you might as well show off somehow. As all 3 series winners finally at the start finish. Alex Penn celebrating his Xfinity Series win. Peyton Hubbard in that 51 truck, Alex Penn in the 30 Xfinity, and of course the 17 of James Silvers in the Cup. Take a quick commercial break and be right back with your interviews of all the top finishers of the series and post-race thoughts. We'll be back shortly.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are back now for the post-race show. Again, James Silvers taking home the overall victory. Take a look at our final standings for the race. We'll get there eventually. There we go. James Silvers taking home first in the Cup division and overall. Started out second tonight on the grid. Fantastic drive by him. Took it to the very end on that fuel and had no more to celebrate. So you cut it as close as you possibly can whatsoever. David Farmer putting up a very tough battle to the end. It came down to those last 4 or 5 laps for Farmer. Just did not have what it takes to get it done after seeing the slight incident between Farmer and Silvers. Very respectful move to allow Silvers to keep that position and keep battling. Peyton Hubbard will take home third overall, but first in the trucks. Alex Healy behind him will take home fourth in the Cup car, third. Matt Grenier will be fifth overall and fourth in the Cup. Alex Penn will be your first Xfinity driver on the final results, and sixth overall. Barrett Morton, Michael Robinson, Sean Kaiser, and Bobby Hall Jr. will round out your top 10. Justin Ray brings home 11th tonight. Thomas Hall in the 93 will take home 12th. Cody Anderson in the 42 will take home 13th. And then lastly, our DNFs for the night, Lucas Lyons, Jeremiah Hobbs, Michael Jones, and Michael Cole. That is my name there at the very bottom. I was not in the race. I was obviously up here, so I apologize for that, but fun nonetheless. We'll get right into our interviews here, bringing up our Xfinity driver, Alex Penn. Get Alex Penn up here in the booth and have a word with him. Alex Penn, Logan Threlkeld up here in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, man, fantastic race. You had quite a bit of room there between you and Justin Ray, and then Cody Anderson obviously back there a little bit further. Not a whole lot of competition for you in the Xfinity series, as both of those drivers had a couple instances, but run me through your race, man. You kept up with the Cup cars and put on a fantastic show tonight. What's your thoughts about it?
It was fun for sure. These cars actually raced really well around this track. I think the Cup cars and trucks, from what it sounded like, raced pretty well as well. They were definitely fun to drive for sure. Hopefully we come back here next season. But yeah, not too much competition, but it was cool to see Justin and Cody battling as well. Hopefully we can get Ryan to come in for the next road course, because from what I've seen, he's actually a pretty quick road course racer. So I'd love to see what he can do.
Absolutely. It'd be very fun to see all of that go down. So definitely keep that in mind. Obviously, race number 4 and you're taking home, I believe, yet another Xfinity win. How many is that for you so far this season, Alex?
That is number 3 in a row.
Number 3 in a row. So taking home Las Vegas, Homestead, and now Okayama. Going into week number 5 at Charlotte. How are you feeling about that race?
Not good. That's one of my worst tracks, even though it's my home track.
Well, that's not the best feeling to go into it with, but you know, you got to play your cards right. We obviously have a very short Xfinity field here. Not a lot of drivers electing to do that. Very truck heavy in this multi-class series, but you're doing a fantastic job leading the way for the points and just overall keeping up with these faster cup cars in that Xfinity car. I know that thing's a heavy boat at some points, but you do a fantastic job out there keeping it down. So, Alex, is there anybody you'd like to say thanks to, buddy?
For sure, definitely the guys over at Cornerstone. We had all 3 of us in the Xfinity Series show up tonight, so that was nice. The area professionals of Western North Carolina, Function Junction Smoke Shop, GG's of Waynesville, North Carolina, Glory Pole, Mountain View Detailing, Waynesville Tire, and Skip Barber Racing School, who taught me how to drive on these road courses.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Alex. We'll send you back down and get back with our next contestant.
Thank you.
Alex Penn in that 30 machine, taking home that Xfinity win tonight. Get right on board here with our truck winner, Peyton Hubbard. Bring him up here to the booth. Have a few words with him. Peyton Hubbard, V-Speed booth up here. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you know, kind of the same conversation I just had with Alex Penn. Not a whole lot of competition for you up here in the top of the truck class. Got about 3 vehicles separating you and Barrett Morton. Morton having some issues early on in the race with a first lap, first corner contact situation with Michael Jones. But you held it down up here in that 51 machine. Walk me through your race, buddy.
Yeah, this track's different. I mean, obviously this is no stock cars everywhere. I'm sure everybody that just races was their first time running a stock car on this track. So the elevation change was good. I mean, you had to watch your rears, especially in the truck coming, doing some of the uphills, burning them off. And Lucas, that was fun battling. I'm sure that looked pretty good on broadcast as well. But it sucks he had packet loss, I think. But I was looking forward to maybe battling with him a little more. I know we had our pit stops. I took tires worrying that he was going, like, you know, if I didn't and he did, then I would be screwed. And it kind of ended up going the opposite way. He didn't take tires, thinking I was just going to take fuel. And I know we kind of battled for a little bit, twice, I think, throughout the race. So overall, it was fun. Just hoping those 2 Cup guys up front were going to run out of fuel and have to pit. And maybe I could have won the overall there.
Yeah, you had an opportunity there until David Farmer decided to come down. About 9 laps left to go. He topped off with fuel. James Silvers, though, just took it as far as he could. No fuel left to celebrate. I'm not sure if you caught that out there while you were doing your donuts, but you know, it was, again, like you said, very close race between you and Lucas. It was very fun to watch there between the 51 and the 91 machine. But going into Charlotte next week, obviously a very truck-heavy field. How are you feeling about next week, Peyton?
Everything feels good. It's good to go ahead and knock 2 of them out of the way, so there's not really much to worry about. I know I still need to go back and check and see how the playoffs work here, but having 2 of them in a short span's been pretty fun, and Charlotte as a track is fun as well. So with hopefully we can keep the car count up and maybe get a few more guys to run Cup and Xfinity, and you know, spread these multi-classes out. So still waiting for a track to see that maybe the Xfinity cars are a little easier to drive. It seems like the guys kind of struggle with them being loose and hard to keep planted. So hopefully Charlotte will maybe be a little easier on those.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be a factor in these drivers picking out what series they want to run in. You know, the Cup only having 5 appearances tonight, Xfinity only 3. So obviously a favorite amongst the 3 picks. But Peyton, is there anybody you'd like to say thanks to, buddy?
Yeah, man. Thanks to all the Bandits guys. If Lucas hadn't have had some connection issues, the Bandits guys would have went 1, 2, 3, 4 in the truck. So the fact that I think we still got 1, 2, 3. still good. So shout out to all those guys. Sim Shop, SM Racing, Cofield, all those guys. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Peyton Hubbard. And again, great race tonight.
Thank you.
Peyton Hubbard in that 51 machine taking home the top spot in the truck division. Now we'll move on here to James Silvers in the 17, taking away the overall win. And see what he has to say. James Silvers, Logan Threlkeld up here in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Hanging out, man. I'm speechless. The finish of that race was just, you cut it so close on the fuel. I know that you're in hard fuel saving mode. David Farmer had about an 8-second gap that closed to a half second in a matter of 3 laps or so. It was very interesting finish, but you did a fantastic job holding him off there. Now, when was it that you decided to really start focusing on that fuel saving, thinking that you could stretch it out to the end?
Well, in practice, I seemed to be the fastest cup driver. I know Farmer and them, they kind of showed up a little bit late towards practice. I know Farmer didn't qualify the best, but he figured it out pretty quick during the race, and he was right on me. He gave me a good run the whole run, and I felt like we was about equal the first run. And then once we pit and we got to restart after the stage, I felt like he was just a tad bit better than me, and he would pull about 0.2, 0.3 every couple 2-3 laps. And once I got to maybe about like, I don't know, maybe I think it was about like 17 or 18 laps to go, I started saving. But I saved for probably a good probably 11, 12 laps until he got right up behind me, and then I really had to push it, even though for a couple corners I was still trying to save as much as possible, even though he was right on me. I'd have to try to go up a gear and let it, catch some more right there. And I was saving the best I could. And I mean, I know once I had to look at the fuel wise, I had about 1.7 laps I had to save. So for me to save that, I think I did a pretty good job.
You absolutely did. And, seeing Justin Ray in that 38 having to push you back to the start finish line, knew that you were out of fuel right after you crossed and took that checkered flag. But, the last couple laps there, we saw you having some issues at just locking them up. And, I mean, was that all due to a factor of having such a light rear end on that 17 machine?
Well, yeah, that too. And after wearing the tires out the entire race, as you know, in the cup cars, when I made my pit stop, I didn't take any tires because that's usually how it goes. If you take tires, it makes you slower for some reason. But so during the Cup Series, you have to just go through the pit stops and just don't take tires. And it was getting looser, as you could tell, each lap. And once Farmer started getting really close to me, then I really started driving way too hard when I shouldn't have been. But I know he was really good, and I know if he had a good chance to get to the back bumper, I mean, which he did, though. He ended up getting in the back of me, and he ended up. Here, hang on 1 second. I'm so sorry. This dog is trying to eat everything.
Rather it happen now than during the race.
Oh, sorry. He's trying to turn my steering wheel up. Yeah, but Farmer was, he was running a really good race and a really good pace. And I know once he got to the back bumper and he got in the back of me, I was like, well, hopefully we don't both go around. But we ended up both actually getting straightened up, and I was like, all right, we're going to go for it right here, and we're going to race each other. And he did a really good job, and he got right up to me, and I just happened to get him off that last turn and didn't run out of gas. So thank God for the Chevrolet bringing home that good fuel mileage.
Absolutely. Well, James, week number 5 coming up, Charlotte Motor Speedway. How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good at Charlotte. That's one of the very first tracks I ever started racing. That's where I got my first win a long, long time ago. I think it was like 2014 in the street stocks. Been a long, long time, but yeah, Charlotte's a really good track for me. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, James, is there anybody you'd like to say thanks to before we depart with you?
I'd like to thank y'all for putting on an amazing broadcast. Y'all with V-Speed, DJ and Logan. I'd like to shout out Alex Healy and David Farmer for putting this league together, the Overtake iRacing League. Some great multi-class racing. If y'all don't know about it, y'all need to come join. Then I'd like to shout out my girlfriend Shelby. If you're listening, I love you, baby, and I'll call you in a minute. And then shout out everybody at Cornerstone, everybody that's still with us. We got some great drivers and some good people. I'd like to shout out them as always. Great Great group of drivers. And then the sponsors. Let's see. Aerial Professionals WNC, Function Junction Smoke Shop, GG's of Waynesville, North Carolina, Glory Pole, Mountain View Detailing, and Waynesville Tire.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, James, and we will see you next week at Charlotte.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Y'all have a good weekend.
Once again, that was James Silvers with the overall win and the Cup Series victory here tonight. Week number 5, Charlotte Motor Speedway. We will see this group take off one more time here, and we will see yet another fantastic show in this multi-class series. Again, tonight being a hard-fought battle all the way to the end. James Silvers running out of fuel right at the very end. Perfect timing for him. He played his cards right and took home the victory. We'll see who can do it next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But with that being said, thank you all for joining us tonight. And if you enjoyed the broadcast, please consider giving us a like and hit that subscribe button to never miss another race. From everybody behind the scenes, all of the Overtake iRacing League admins, the V-Speed team, Bradley Cooper, Adam Baker, Morgan Cook, Eddie Smith, and of course DJ Line in the booth with me tonight, as well as all of our other producers and commentary crew. I've been Logan Threlkel. Good night, and we will see you next week.